dude. No, you don't do this to people. But I do. I watch him like it's so real, man. I was like, of course it is. There's 3 people dead, you asshole. You know, yeah, you get numb to it a little bit, but don't get Get numb. Just don't get judgmental of other people. My cameraman murdered his family by dad.
Welcome to a different video. I feel like I say that a lot now. You may be familiar with my Grave Stories series where I cover dark and spooky things, true crime, ghost stuff. I was a former grave.
He looks like the guy they're looking for. You know,
digger, kind of fascinated with spooky, scary stories. This is, I don't even know if I can categorize this as that. This is a very sad, dark story, and it's different this time because this time it involves someone I knew, someone I worked with.
Shut up! I know a guy that killed a dude in South Africa. He faked his own death and he killed somebody. He's in a South African prison for the rest of his life now, and he won't say who he killed. I don't think he's ever came up with who he actually clipped. Did I ever show you that? One of me and Dave Sargent's?
No.
Yeah, he's like, I knew him. I liked him too. But there was one time where I saw the face. I saw the mask lift. They gave him a job where he was responsible for stuff he couldn't, I possibly be responsible for. Like all it would take for one of us just to make a mistake, and he could be seriously troubled. He was like weeks away from it, like this tour, and then he had to retire. And he was really nice to us when we first started doing the detail. He's letting us go early. He was like, don't break your back. Let's get through this together. It's hot out here. This is in Iraq. It's hot out here. And then he had to seal the stuff that we were looking at. And if we missed one fucking thing, let me give you an idea what we're looking for, right? We did this with the Virginia National Guard. We had to check their stuff before they moved out. In the time that Iraq became their own sort of sovereign state, even though we were still there, they made it illegal to own pornography, right? Well, what do soldiers' wives send them when they're downrange? Titty pictures, sometimes pussy pictures, sometimes, revealing pictures. Yeah. So they had us. I felt like such a fucking traitor too, because it's turned out it was just certain few things, but then it was like written material, nude socks and baby wipes. All right. Yeah. And then we'd have to take away their fucking wives' pictures. Yeah. Some of those pictures were like keeping them, nude socks and baby wipes. And, well, it dawned on him he had to put these in a Connex box and then seal it. And if they found one thing in there, it was his ass. At least that's what they told him. So we got really on edge. And I said, Sergeant such and such, what's going on? He just gave me like the look of death. I'm like, oh. Dave had an experience with him too. They were playing chess, and I guess I hung his queen or some shit like that. And then he said this, like his eyes rolled in the back of his fucking head. He's like, hey man, it's just a game. Well, this guy left the army. He moved to South Africa. He killed somebody, threw him in a car, lit the car on fire, right? And then he was dead. And then we all got the news. Like I was still in the army. Like Sergeant such and such was dead. And
holy moly! Yeah.
Then they arrested his wife, who was in the Air Force, and then she gave him up, and he was still alive, and he went to trial. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think he ever named who he killed. He killed some black guy. Sergeant R. Yeah, I'm serious. No, it's serious. Yes, Dave. Dave knows about it. Weird. That was a weird thing. We both were friendly with him, and we both liked him, and we both had a chilling experience with him. It was very. And then here's the best part: me and Dave didn't know each other at all when these experiences happened. Somebody killed. He goes,
that's
yeah. So we were talking. I was like, yeah, he did that too. It was crazy. His eyes rolled back in his fucking head, or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah. So I think that's kind of what we're going to be dealing with in this video.
I don't even know how I'm going to get into this, but I guess here we go. This is
Oh, I think you'll
story
find a way,
of
Dad.
a man I knew who murdered his family.
Uh-oh. Should have paid him more, you asshole. Oh, this is going to be like all the dirty crime shit we do on the after show. I say things in there that I would never say here. And
I don't really have a script for this episode. I'm just going to tell you the events as they happened and as I know them to have happened. So here we go. Sam Haskell was a man that I worked with over the years. You've seen the videos I've done.
I think David's friends with a guy who did a mass shooting too. I forgot that whole story. He like went in the shot a bunch. He's in fucking Leavenworth now.
With him, my Stupid Idiot series where I was at the school.
Yeah. We knew a lot of crazy fucking people. I knew a guy who fucking tried to steal an airplane when I was here. He's,
as a gym teacher.
Not a military airplane, because he's gonna end up doing time. He's gonna try to take his family and fly over the Atlantic with his fucking plane.
My Skittles commercial where I was a spokesperson for Skittles. He's actually in my Keith Abacary Ninja Turtles music video. We dressed him up as Dolph Ziggler because he had blonde hair. So Sam was the guy who owned a Red camera. When I made stuff with Maker Studios.
This guy's younger than me, right? Yeah.
I had a producer, and Maker Studios had like DPs and just like this whole crew of everyone that would film videos for YouTubers. And I was one of those YouTubers. Sam was the guy who owned the camera and would rent it to the team of people to film these videos. And he always came with the camera. He wanted to be, he was a DP, but he never really filmed the videos. There's always another DP that filmed it. Sam would just get like paid for the camera. He didn't even have to be there, but he always was there, especially on my shoots. He was a fan of mine. He used to talk to me all the time. He loved video games. He liked Keith Abacary. So he'd always be around. So I knew
you should have fucking known better, you dickhead.
Basically as like the camera guy. He was a unique guy. He was a little different. For example, there was a time where my friend Paul and I, who directed a lot of the videos I did, Paul and I went to his house to pick up footage from a video we shot. We went there to his house, and the house was like really big. It was like a mansion basically. The room we went into was just completely empty. Like this big mansion with no furniture in it besides one desk with a
cool
computer and his Red plugged into it where he dumped the footage and he would process the Red camera footage. And there was like nothing else in the room. And Paul and I were like, what the heck? What is this? So strange. He grew up in the entertainment industry. His dad was a really big agent. That's what we assumed that's where the money came from for the house and how he got his Red camera. One interesting story I have about Sam was a time he asked me to come and be in a short film. It was either a short film or like someone, they were filming a
horror movie.
TV pilot and they wanted to show it to a network, so they're shooting an episode. I went to this location in Tarzana where Sam was filming this like project for these two people. It was a guy and a girl. They had written it and they were directing it, and they just needed me to do like a small part where I was wearing like a bunch of casts. Sam wanted to elaborate on my part because he was like a fan of mine. He's like, no, dude, this is too small of a part for you. You need to do something bigger in this. And then I remember the people walking away because he had a conversation with them that I couldn't really hear. And they walked inside, and then he said to me, I just told them I'm not filming the rest of their thing unless they give you like some more lines and stuff. And then they went inside to be like, what the heck do we do? This guy's like, this cameraman's hijacking our project. And I was like, oh my God, dude. But eventually I went inside and they got the shot they needed of a guy laying in a bed. And they just needed a shot of me like laying in a bed like this with a bunch of casts on. And that was pretty much all they needed. And he came about this whole other thing. So like we got everything done. And
it's pretty funny. This guy just goes in there and says, my guy isn't going to do anything unless you fucking do it. And he's like, it's totally unnecessary.
And I left, and the people, I could tell, like, they were like, this is going to be hard to get through this. Because the guy's basically saying, I'm not going to film it for you unless you do what I want. He was trying to, like, direct it. So that was
his last time working there. Huh?
awkward, and that was weird. And this is like one of my few experiences with him, because I'd only see him on set when we'd be filming my videos, and he would tell me how much he liked Keith. That was the time I like really worked with him alone without anyone else around. So that's pretty much
a bitch about his wife, like constantly.
my experience with Sam. And I stopped working with him and seeing him when Maker Studios shut down long ago. So I hadn't thought of this guy in like 8 to 10 years. And then my mom in November of 2023 texts me and says, "Hey, do you know this guy?" And it was like some news link of like NBC News or whatever, something from Boston. My mom's in Massachusetts and she's watching the news. And she asked me if I knew there was a story about some guy in Los Angeles and some crime happened. And that's what I see as I'm filming a short film. And I was like reading it as I was like on this set. I was like, "Mom, why would you assume I'm just going to know some random person in a news article in Los Angeles?" And then I'm reading it and it says Sam Haskell. And I was like, "Oh my God, I do know this person." And I texted my mom back. I was like, "Yeah, I do know this person."
A man accused of killing and dismembering his wife and then murdering his parents has died behind bars. The LA County Sheriff's Department says 37-year-old Samuel.
Oh, he just died. That's why. What's his name is? That's why he's talking about it. The guy just dropped dead.
Haskell died in custody. LA County District Attorney Nathan Hochman says Haskell died by suicide. Haskell was set to appear in court this morning to face 3 counts of murder in the deaths of his wife and her parents. And his attorney told TMZ he had plans to enter into a plea agreement with prosecutors.
For what? For what? He killed 3 people. Give him the fucking.
Maybe to not get the death penalty.
What's he gonna play? Oh yeah, maybe that was it. Yeah. Who's he? Is he gonna give up a mob boss? You know, like, okay, yeah, I guess you're right.
That's what Koberger just did. So anything's possible.
JFA says he went out like a bitch.
He tossed his wife's dismembered body parts into an Encino dumpster. His parents' remains have not been found.
Well, he did half a good job. Okay, now we got the whole thing.
This is so bizarre. And it's saying how
Heart
Sam
on the river
allegedly at this point murdered his wife and then her mother and her father, so his in-laws, in Tarzana, which is here in LA, and then chopped them up and put them in bags, and then had day laborers come to the house to take the bags and throw them away in dumpsters.
These day laborers, the workers that we tracked down today, say on Tuesday afternoon they were paid $500 to collect.
I thought it was a lot of money, man, but it smelled funny. But you know, I could use the money.
Some trash bags from the home of the man who's now in jail and accused of murder. The man
day laborers, illegals.
told the workers they were full of rocks.
Well, it ain't the funny. It ain't the first time I had to throw out a smelly bag. You know, I don't look inside. I just like, you got your money? Okay, I'll throw your bag out.
The workers say when they picked them up, it felt like there was meat inside.
I don't know why I find this funny. Yeah. Hey, Jose, this is a bag if you're funny. You know? Come here, feel this. All right, we gotta go. It's $500.
Day laborers told us a chilling story.
Yeah, there they are.
Of being hired Tuesday afternoon by a man we now know was Sam Haskell and asked
that guy is creepy looking, man,
to haul away 3 large trash bags from inside the garage at Haskell's home on Coldstream.
Hey guys, fuck Trump, by the way. Come here, help me.
Terrace in Tarzana. They say they saw
a weird red
body parts
liquid, man.
Yeah.
Inside one
just
bag,
thought it was cranberry
including a
juice.
belly button. They say they.
The thing is, like, it's perfect to take day laborers because, like, let's say they got a Tim's. Like, yeah, man, I think there's a body here, man. What we gonna do? We gonna go to the police, get deported? This is fucking Trump, man. Okay, let's throw it the fuck out. Get the money. I don't blame him.
Took the bags right back to Haskell, left them on the driveway, returned his money, and drove immediately to the police. Haskell was arrested Wednesday
afternoon from Alaska. Wow.
After the dismembered torso of a woman was found in what police say.
Everybody I ever met from Alaska was an asshole.
Was one of those trash bags in a bin in a parking lot in Encino.
You don't know where Anchorage is? No, I don't.
Police then searched Haskell's home, and law enforcement sources have told the I-Team they found a lot of blood and evidence inside that suggests the home was the scene of a murder. He's
Who knew?
being held in lieu of $2 million bail on suspicion of murder. No criminal charges have been filed yet, but he's expected to make an initial court appearance Monday morning.
They went to a police station
I didn't do it.
and told the cops what happened. And the cops said, we can't do anything. You have to go to another police department. The guys were shocked. And then they go to another police department, which was the highway patrol, I think. And they said, we can't do anything for you. You have to call 911. It's like, what the heck? You're reporting a murder? And the cops are just like, yeah, go somewhere else. This is insane to me. So then finally, the guys called 911. And these guys were freaking out, too, because they thought this guy, now he's seen them. He's going to come for them. He's going to try to kill them. So these guys call 911. They report it. And eventually the cops come out to the house. And I think by...
Oh, so wait a minute. The day laborers, they snitched. Oh, good for them.
At this point, Sam had then taken the bags himself and dumped them in a dumpster.
He's doing it in a white shirt.
Yeah.
I just saw that.
Yeah. Probably threw it on when after he got out of the shower.
And it wasn't until later when a person was rummaging through the dumpsters somewhere in LA, and they opened up a bag and they found a limb in the dumpster. And then
it's a wing, right, Henry? Henry, it's a wing. My mother will make you pork. It's fucking scene from Goodfellas.
He called the cops, and the cops came, investigated the dumpster. Then the cops went to Sam's place,
Henry.
Investigated in his place, and then they found all the bags of body parts in different dumpsters around LA. Yuck. And then Sam was arrested.
Tarzana man is in jail on murder charges following the disappearances of his wife and in-laws. All three bodies are still unaccounted for.
Mei Li, her mom and stepdad, who are all unaccounted for tonight, are all originally from China. In fact, they only have one family member who lives here in the United States.
A fucking Asian wife, and he fucked that up. Asians are great. Best lovers in the world.
And with help from a translator, we spoke with him today about their traumatizing disappearance. On November 8th, someone found a woman's torso in a trash bag in Encino, and video linked that discovery to Sam Haskell's home in Tarzana. Hours later, police said Haskell's wife, Mei, her mom, Yan Cheng Wang, and stepdad, Gaoshan Li, were missing.
That reminds me of something.
Okay.
You know what it reminds me of?
I think I know exactly what you're about to pull up. Yep. Yep.
I think everybody in the audience is thinking the same.
Coroner is still trying to determine the cause of death and whether she was already dead when the truck hit her. We have new information now also on the plane crash. KTVU has just learned the names of the 4 pilots who were on board the flight. They are Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Li Fook, and Bang Ding Ao.
Law enforcement sources told the I-Team officers searched Haskell's home and found a lot of blood and evidence inside that suggests it was the scene of a murder. Haskell's wife, Mei, is missing, along with her parents seen in photos from the LAPD.
It was when Sam was arrested that I found out about this through the news article my mom sent me. And I texted immediately the producer I worked with at Maker, a bunch of other people, camera people, and people who knew Sam. And I was like, are you guys seeing this? Have you seen this? And most of them hadn't seen it at that point. It was just like, it didn't feel real. It's so strange that it's so weird. It's just like, this isn't a real thing. This is,
it's funny. It's just a completely normal reaction and everything. After I was in the military, I really fucking got Like, this aggravated me. Like, yeah, it's so real. No shit, after a few guys that die over there and stuff, it's like, yeah, man, that's just real over there in Iraq. Yeah, it is. So whenever I hear people, this is me being fucking like desensitized and getting irritated that other people aren't as desensitized as I am. And it's not a good, like, any ex-soldiers out there, if you've seen some shit, and I haven't, but there's so much fucking death that you just kind of like, it's not as difficult to deal with. And maybe Vega can back me up on this, but if you see some shit, when you see people acting like this, don't say, hey, stop being a pussy. That's life, bro. Don't do that. That's all I'm saying. If you've been through some shit too, don't do this to people. But I do. I watch him like, it's so real, man. I was like, of course it fucking is. There's 3 people dead, you asshole. You get numb to it a little bit, but don't get get numb. Just don't get judgmental of other people. That's all I'm saying.
The movies and this guy that we all worked with, and we all had like fond memories of. This is some of the best days of my life, filming these videos, and then to hear like, oh, that person then ended the 3 lives. It was just, I couldn't believe it. So I had to like talk.
It drives me crazy to hear that person, somebody I knew. Yeah, motherfucker. Like, it makes me nuts, and it shouldn't, because that's not normal. It's normal. Done it, still do it, we'll continue to do it. So Vega knows what I'm talking about. It's not right, Vega. These people, they haven't experienced that shit, and thank God they haven't. But it doesn't. It's like, oh wow, man, shit got real over there. Of course, it's a fucking war.
Talk to them. Like, this is real, right? Like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And like to have them react to it helped me understand that this really did happen, and this is strange. I thought about it earlier this year. I was like, I wonder what.
And I want to make this clear. Like the fact that he is not looking at it that way and not like the way I'm looking at it, because I have to deal with it in all sorts of fucked up ways, makes him healthier than me. I'll probably deal with the crisis better. But it's good that he feels that way, that it means he hasn't experienced a lot of tragedy. And I hope people don't experience much tragedy.
Going on with that, and there was no updates until a few days ago. Paul, my director friend who went over to get footage with me that one time, sent me a new link that says Sam Haskell dies in prison from a self-end.
A Tarzana man accused of a triple murder has died in jail. Deputies say Samuel Haskell was found at the Twin Towers Correctional Facility just after 4 a.m. Saturday.
He was charged with the disappearance of his wife and parents. Investigators say he dumped dismembered body parts in an Encino trash bin.
As for a motive, Hockman says Haskell had been having an affair with a 27-year-old woman. But his suicide means the world will never find out the reason for such a heinous crime.
Now no one knows why he did it.
Who cares?
And they also have still not found the
motives are for fucking detectives. In fact, that'd be the only reason to care, is to find fucking those poor people.
Remains of the parents. Apparently, it's only his wife they have found. They had 3 kids. The 3 kids are with other.
Hey, where's my fucking? How dare you, chat viewer? I hate that. How dare you, chat viewer? It's so real. Like, you're working with this guy, and I found I murdered somebody. I was like, oh my God, this guy like murdered somebody. You're not supposed to do that, fucking fake.
Family members. And I've just been thinking about this constantly.
I bet.
It's so morbid and depressing and sad. I can't even imagine what their kids are going through.
I bet it's not fun.
Both of their parents are gone. I mean, who cares about him? But this poor woman and her parents. So
yeah,
now
like,
he's gone.
Old dad hasn't experienced much tragedy.
Or
he's fucking just getting a YouTube video out of it.
There will never be the answers that her family was hoping for. He basically gets away with it. Yep. Thinking about things that happened in the past and
sometimes the bad guys win. That drives me fucking berserk too. Like, oh no, it's not an episode of CSI. No shit, motherfucker. Like, yeah. There's a trail of serial killer victims and nobody knows who the fuck did it. And I'm shocked. And I don't want to seem like I get it. I get where he's coming from, right? I was this guy at one time, but it's very difficult for me to listen to this and not say, no shit, motherfucker.
He was some type of a sociopath because he didn't really have too many emotions. It was kind of just like, he was always like this and he talked like this and he was like, yeah. And it was just everything. When he was excited, he'd be like, yeah, that's really cool. When he'd be mad, he'd be like, no, I'm not going to do that. It was like, there was almost no emotion. And now you'd think like, oh, that's a sociopath knowing what he's done. But beforehand, you don't want to judge someone. I just wish we could have known he was such an evil monster. Or maybe he wasn't then. Maybe something happened to him. He's a monster now. He ended up being a monster and being the biggest villain I've ever encountered in my entire life. And this poor woman and her parents fell victim of it. I wish there was a way someone could have warned them. But now I'm just talking.
I got news for you. If somebody did, you wouldn't have listened. I always said if there was a guy that is actually psychic, he'd be fucking like drawn and quartered in public, even in the modern day. Because he'd be driving everybody crazy. Oh, no, I can see this is what's going to happen. No, it isn't. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Believe me.
Fucking fantasy. So anyway, this could help raise awareness.
For what? Fucking killing fucking 3 people?
For mental health.
Yo, Tommy.
And
what? You know what I'm talking about?
What's up?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I wanted to clarify. The only reason why I think anyway, I say it, and like, you know how people are like, oh man, you've been in a war, nobody talks about it. It's like, dude, fuck that, dude. Talk about that shit. Everybody's walking.
You are a little different. My uncle didn't say a goddamn thing about Vietnam, and I know he was in the shit. Like, not a goddamn thing. I asked him before, like, give me some advice before you go. Yeah, like, don't let the black kids beat you up. That was my advice. Okay, thanks.
Well, the only thing is you could tell it's like this dude, right? And I think everybody, this is Dad, right?
Yeah,
they told me about him on the last podcast.
This is Dad, yeah.
Yeah, so they tell me he's a cool dude and everything like
I'm
that.
sure he is.
But the only reason why people are walking around doing whatever they want or they're shocked at any kind of whatever the fuck because they're not exposed to it.
No.
At least if you talk about it, they understand that stuff is out there and people that they know have gone through that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it gives them a step back to be like, oh, fuck. All right. Well, that stuff's a little closer to me than I thought it was.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only reason why, you know?
You're right. If you're comfortable doing it, I think it's good to share your stories, especially stuff like that. And it's not good to fucking do what I just did and judge him. It's kind of wrong. It's kind of wrong. Like, yeah.
You don't think it would give Dad like a little step to be like, to give him that pause to be like, yeah, maybe I have kind of not lived that kind of life to the point where I'm so shocked that I had to make a video. It's
no,
like,
but maybe he's learning now. You know what I mean? Maybe maybe he's just learning now. I mean, I do get the feeling like when I was in Benning, there was a TV show. It didn't last. It was about Iraq. It was called Over There, right? And I don't know how good. I think Sticky Fingers from Onyx was in it. But yeah. I did, and this is before I went over there. I did start to realize by sitting in Benning, and now being, in the Army a good 6 months, these people don't know these kids at all. They don't know like what they're about, why they join. It's all different reasons, and there does seem to be, I feel like everything's just as long as it's over there. And I really, the show is terrible, but the phrase of the title always kind of stuck with me because when I came back and I started, people I could tell were Germans, and like you would have thought I had like lobsters crawling out of my eyes, like talking about just the little that I experienced and the stories I heard, and they were really uncomfortable with it. They didn't like it.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, I think it's a like my wife cannot figure out why I watch crime. It's like, why would you watch that? It's terrible.
Damn, that's the opposit over here.
Yeah. Oh no. You like, I can say, yeah, I know somebody killed somebody. You're like, oh, tell me all about it. It's different.
Dude, all you got to do is scroll through Twitter, Instagram, whatever. You'll see somebody down the street getting murdered. Bro.
Yeah, sure, for real. But so it's tough for me. But I think it's nice to know that he's never had to deal with something like this, and this is really tragic. You know.
Yeah, that is a good thing. Yeah,
it is a good thing. You know, and I shouldn't pass judgment on him, but it is like, yeah, people get murdered and there's wars that take place and there's stuff like that. It's like the fact I think veterans would get better fucking not respect because it's still pretty good in that department, at least when I was in. But I think they'd probably get more support if the public wasn't so away from their sort of tragedy. They seem to be sort of isolated from it. And some of that is the troops themselves not talking about it, like you said, you know.
And a lot of it is about design.
Yeah. It's like there's two different fucking worlds, you know.
Yeah, when people are like, why do we have to go over there? And it's just like, well, do you like your like your life?
Yeah.
You like how you're living right now, buddy?
That's the way I see it. But
it's unfortunate, but that's what it is.
I remember that one guy, you kind of put him in the shape, and there's nothing wrong with being against fucking Trump. I'm not like, I forget what it is. Like, he was a YouTuber and was like, oh, that's it. And because like Trump had killed that vicious, terrible Iranian general who was in Baghdad like he wasn't supposed to be. And like, this is colonization, and this is the beginning of World War III, and it's happening right now, and it's all because of Trump, and all these people there, and then you just fucking put him in line. It's like, and he's like, excuse me, a combat veteran here. Everything you're saying is utter bullshit. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I think that in some ways, he's the guy I used to call a cocksucker. What was his name?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember. Help me out, chat. Chat. Who's the guy I used to call like that cocksucker? What's his name? I forget his name. I totally fucking forgot because that was important. I don't fucking care. It's not that good.
I wish I knew, bro.
Me too. Let's watch the end of Dad here. Hold on.
And I really, really hope people out there who are having any struggle with anything, some emotional imbalance or sadness or anger.
Because I'm going to kill my fucking mother-in-law too.
Like, you're allowed to talk to people about it. You don't have to feel like you're a bad person or something's wrong with you if you don't feel right.
I don't feel right.
Sam clearly was.
I love this guy thinks it's just like the guy. He's just talked a little more. Killed 3 people and cut their heads off and shot them.
Oh, he was talking about that guy?
Yeah, he's like, well, this must have been a mental illness type thing.
Struggling with something. If he had talked to someone, this might not have happened. So I would really like to encourage and promote the idea.
Doc, I was thinking about killing my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, and my wife. I was sitting there talking about stuff, and I realized that's not the way to go. I'm sorry, I don't think things work that way.
Of talking about your feelings and what's going on in your head, no matter what.
I mean, he should, I guess, but
it's an incredibly
something tells me it wasn't going to help this guy one iota.
Story. And really strange when it's someone you hung
Maybe
out.
if Hitler just talked about like his hatred and got it out in the open, it would,
Didn't they say they didn't know?
Take care of yourself.
Why he killed them people?
No, nobody knows.
Oh,
it just looks like he snapped. No, he killed in Paris too. Jesus Christ. If there's a hell, he should be there.
I don't know if a talk's gonna help there, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know if a chit chat's gonna end that situation.
Tell us about your mother. What's your relationship? I don't know.
He gets up and walks out. Goes straight for the murder.
Yeah. I don't know. Here's what I get. It's something wrong.
And the cause of death and whether she was already dead when the truck hit her. We have new information.
Asian people had a rough day on this one.
Now, also on the plane crash, KTVU has just learned the names of the 4 pilots who were on board the flight. They are Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Lee Fook, and Bang Ding Ao.
Bang Ding Ao.
I don't know if I remember ever seeing this, dude.
Oh, it was fucking terribly funny. You know what's really
dude, I saw a lot. I had you on my desk. I was doing some paper shit.
Yeah,
I had you on my phone in the desk, and that shit was going out loud. And I was like, "What the fuck is that? Is that real?"
Yeah, watch this part. I didn't play.
Investigating.
Oh no, Looney Tunes. Here's. They make it. What's really funny is the apology.
So they got trolled.
Yeah, they got trolled. They had to admit they get trolled. That's the best part.
How did they not read that out loud before putting that on it?
There's
no way, I just would not have ran it.
We too low. Yeah, I would like. I think this is bullshit.
Holy fuck!
You know, the Howard Stern. That guy. He used to. What's his name? Fucking guy from Pennsylvania. He called up pretending to be my General Hurling, to Fox News. They fucking fell for it. Well, he just went on and said, I'm General fucking Mark Hurling. And like, okay, I'll put you right through. And he's like, Howard Stern's penis.
Yeah, BG Coombe. Remember
I know. They all played.
Yeah.
Jesse Waters got owned. That was BG Coombe. That's right. I love that. And these, some of the people on Fox News are ridiculous. This is the greatest fucking thing of all time. Something wrong.
Angry anti-Trump protests.